the President of Venezuela. People also ask, who is Venezuela's current leader? Is Venezuela a dictatorship or dictatorship? What happened in Venezuela in 2026? In early January 2026, the United States launched Operation Absolute Resolve, a military intervention in Venezuela. This resulted in the capture of President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, who were then flown to New York. They faced charges. The operation involved extensive U.S. airstrikes on Venezuelan defenses, leading to casualties. It was followed by a state of emergency, increased security, and a crackdown on dissent within Venezuela. This created significant regional instability and uncertainty about the country's future. Key events: January 3, 2026, U.S. Forces captured Maduro and Flores in a nighttime raid in Caracas. Operation Absolute Resolve, a large-scale operation involving over 150 U.S. aircraft and special operations forces targeted Venezuelan air defenses and Maduro's compound. Maduro was flown to New York to face narco-trafficking charges. The raid resulted in significant Venezuelan casualties, including military and Cuban personnel. There were some U.S. injuries, though no American fatalities. Immediate aftermath in Venezuela. State of emergency. The Venezuelan government declared a state of emergency, restricting movement and public gatherings. Security forces, alongside paramilitary groups, colectivos, increased checkpoints and detained individuals suspected of supporting the U.S. intervention. This led to self-censorship and heightened fear. The U.S. signaled a return of energy companies, potentially revitalizing Venezuela's oil industry after years of decline. International reaction. Mixed responses. While some countries like Somaliland supported the move, others, such as South Africa, condemned it as a violation of the UN Charter. They called for urgent UN Security Council action. Context and motivations. Narco-trafficking allegations. The intervention was framed as part of a broader war on cartels. The U.S. interest also involves Venezuela's vast but underutilized oil reserves. Political collapse. The event followed decades of political and economic collapse under Maduro's rule. This situation was worsened by personalist rule and oil dependency. AI responses may include mistakes. Learn more about the 2026 United States intervention in Venezuela. On 3 January 2026, the United States launched a military strike on Venezuela and captured President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores. The operation, COD. Wikipedia: what's happening with the U.S.